Hola, buenos dias for this special Cafecito con ACE at a very special event with a very special guest. Here we are in Pasadena, California at FEMME Confab. And you're going to get to learn more about this wonderful woman here and what we're doing here in Pasadena, California today, the next couple of days. Pero primero, welcome to everybody that's joining in. Make sure to use the comment section to network, to engage with one another, and to chat. If I haven't had a chance to meet you before, I serve as president and CEO of HACE, a national organization whose mission is to positively impact workplaces, cultivating the community of talent, providing insight, access, and support to be successful in their careers. And we are here, as I mentioned, celebrating a special event. And we do have our cafecito here at the hotel.
Yes, we
So
do.
first thing is first, share with us, those of you who are tuning in, and Sarah, is what's your morning beverage of choice or cafecito? How do you like it prepared?
So what I love to have is a dirty chai latte. That's my favorite. Right now, I'm just having tea because it's too, if I start like this early, caffeinating myself, I talk faster and I sound like Minnie Mouse on steroids. But that's not right now. So it's like
not right now.
Chamomile tea with honey and lemon. This is my chill. But yeah.
Wow.
And what are you drinking?
I have a cafe. I put a little splash of leche this morning. I was feeling a little.
Okay.
It's 8 a.m. here in California, so it's a little.
So
bit
like
early.
real leche, because you know there's so many kinds of leches now.
Me gusta if it has protein milk. There's like, but I can get into that. Usually I'll do black coffee, and then if I do feel like I do milk,
hardcore, are you? Okay.
Because I drink so much of it, you know, you got to watch out for the extra azúcar and the calorías that join on board. Sarah, so tell us, you know, about your background, what you do, and what we're doing here today.
Okay. So just listening to you and your beautiful Spanish, I am Mexican American from the heartland in Kansas, the flyover state where a lot of people have never really visited. So growing up, heard Spanish, but we were taught not to speak it because of the severe just punishments my mom would get on the school ground for speaking our language. And so they made sure we would grow up with no accent, but very proud of my culture. I can say some words like dame dinero and stuff like that.
Como es?
But, you know, it's all of our backgrounds serve us so well as we lead in life, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, you know, we all live in multiple worlds, and but I love hearing you speak it.
El español. Yeah, and I think right now is a time too where, you know, maybe young people, because of the current times that we're experiencing, perhaps are afraid of speaking, like if they're able to, or even parents like in your situation don't want to because they don't want to put their kids at any risk. And so it's totally understandable. And I think that our culture is so rich and so diverse in terms of whether we speak the language Spanish, whether we speak Spanglish, or but it's all, you know, really created by, you know, our own environments and really understanding that and experiences. I think it's part of storytelling and why it's important, because it helps us, you know, create that awareness.
Absolutely.
So we've got a short time here with Sarah, so please drop your questions in the chat. But we want to share, you know, you've built brand first experiences for over 2 decades through INGEñuITY. Which, you know, you can tell us more about your company, but FEMME is deeply personal. And we were talking about it a little bit before we jumped on. What inspired you to create this professional group of sisterhood retreat style experience that you all are offering here?
Well, like most of us, we've attended many conferences, meetings, conventions, all kinds of, you know, chamber events. If you're into business, you've been to so many.
Yeah.
So being in that space, going to women's events, I started to think, oh, wow, if we could just put this and this together, that would be a great combo. And then producing for clients for an additional 10 years. So it's been 30 years working in this and watching, and then really being behind the scenes as a producer, stage manager, and VOG, voice of God. So those are all the roles I've played over the decades, and always wanted to, you know, you just envision, you know, it's those concepts we put on the back burner until the kids grow up and they're gone, or, you know, we have all these projects and we just wait until it's our time. And in 2015, actually, we were putting, pen to paper and an outline. And, that process, that creative, and then just kind of soft pitching to sponsors we already worked at to see what they thought. We were hearing a lot of the same things from executive women. What I heard is that they too attend these women's conference, but they didn't really get to hear what they wanted to hear, which is the real talk. What happens behind the scenes? Tell me about when you failed. I mean, we all have heard the success stories, but what happened with those gut punches? How did you come out of that? And we all want to know, because we all have the battle scars. And sharing it is empowering. It empowers those around you, those stories. And so that's how we started. And then the pandemic happened. We had a client tap us to do something for women during Women's History Month. It was March. And she let us know in January. So we had a quick turnaround to do virtual, which at the time, a lot of us were pivoting to virtual. Well, that was us included. And we do live events. So we were really wiped out during the pandemic. That kept us going. And we learned that, when you're pushed, you have far more muscles and creative abilities than we know. It's until we're in those corners.
I think that's definitely great to hear those stories, especially right now when a lot of people are feeling that way, or feeling the need to pivot or to change, or they're being challenged more than ever before. We heard that also last night. We also had the opportunity, and Sarah joined us to celebrate 1 year of bringing on the We All Grow Latina, the Amigahood Comunidad, over to HACE. And so we got to do a champagne toast yesterday to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. Sarah shared some remarks, but the resounding theme is being able to be in safe spaces where people are showing up with vulnerability, sharing their own stories and their own struggles. And I think, like, right now, as you mentioned, is critical more than ever. And so let's welcome. We're hearing some comments here in the chat on connecting with Sarah, a little bit more information about what FEMME is all about. So check out that link in that website. Sarah, you talked about shaping culturally relevant experiences that really are helping shape the narrative of what Latina, the Hispanic narrative, the multicultural narrative. What responsibility do we have as multicultural women leaders, right? We're leading initiatives, organizations with which, it takes a lot. We were talking about before we jumped on, like, we had to take a deep breath before jumping on. But what is the responsibility, that we have to shape that narrative with intentionality?
The responsibility is being who you are, being standing in your truth, and being authentic all the time. And it starts with your thought process. What's your self-talk? And sharing that with people that you trust. And I think that's important. I think for us, FEMME, when we started it, actually, We All Grow had an impact. You didn't know this, but we have so many friends here on the West Coast, and we know of their women's conferences and events and love them. And from afar, I never had the honor of attending We All Grow since I live in Kansas. So it's like, traveling and cost. And, but I paid such close attention to all of your videos, all of the imagery, which was absolutely on point, gorgeous. I could tell you guys were making it all happen. And I certainly didn't want to do a Latina event because we have to support each other, take care of each other, and understand and respect space. And we never got to, because we were just starting. I had already envisioned a session where I wanted the leadership from We All Grow and some of the other women's conferences from our other sisters from Black community, Asian community, Indigenous, because I thought we have something to share together. And I never got to do that, but I feel like there's probably still
It's kinda
a
happening.
pathway.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's already making it happen.
When we started this is very diverse FEMME. We
Mhm.
have women from all backgrounds because we live our lives in our neighborhoods, where we work, is everyone. And a lot of us are blended, you know, so and you can't tell by looking at someone. And I wanted it to be for everyone, including the men who support women. And so this is very diverse, and people recognize that when they're here. And it's subtle, and sometimes, and other times it's like very clear. This is for all women because we all share the same struggles. There's nuances, yes. There's things in our community, especially right now, or headlines daily. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of camaraderie with our comadres, right?
Yeah.
Because they're coming and they're holding us up too. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And, you know, I don't know about you, but I love a good protest. And when I go to a good protest, we're all out there together.
Yeah.
I don't see protests, at least that I go to, that's just one. And we want to make it happen. And the only way to do that is
Together.
all women.
Together.
All women.
Juntas, everybody.
Yes.
Everybody. Yeah. And I'm looking forward. I know we have a shared friend and partner, Padrino. We were talking about the men that are here. Salvador Mendoza from NBC Universal that we were chit-chatting yesterday.
Absolutely.
We absolutely do. He's been a fierce advocate for women initiatives across the board, and was just sharing some of the women that are going to be here, right? We were talking to Brenda Castillo from the National Hispanic Media Coalition. We have Linda from the Leadership Education, the Asian Pacific Islanders, another good friend of ours that will be here, and just, of course, all of the amazing corporate leaders that we all know. I know Patti from Wells Fargo. So all great friends here. So Dr. Lori, I think I saw you in the chat. Look forward to seeing you in person. I see that you're coming over to FEMME. So we'll see you soon. I know we have one last question, and then I know Sarah has to go and lead a big, fabulous conference retreat here that we have going on. So thank you for taking the time. So tell us here in the group, and those of you tuning in, we will share the video. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them on the chat. When women, the people that are leaving this conference, reignited, having new connections, what do you hope that that we all carry with us when we leave the next, Thursday or Friday morning, everybody's leaving?
You know that you've done a good event when people remember the following week, the following month, several months down the road, including myself. And so producing events for so long, we want to make sure we have those aha moments. Everything is very intentional with this program, including everyone that is speaking, that is being honored, that shares part of their story. The overall, I guess, package is that we want people to tell other people, because that's how we grow. Yeah. And that is happening, and that makes me I feel so blessed and honored when someone the following year introduces me to their daughter in college, or they bring their mom, because it's all generations. Some women bring their husbands, and it's when the husbands love it, it's like, wow, because to be honest, I don't always think about the men when we're doing our programming. And when I saw that happening, I was like, oh, this is way better than I even was shooting for.
That's amazing. So people leaving inspired, ready to take action, ready to bring others. That someone is inspired from an experience when they're bringing familia over, bringing significant partners over as well. And that's definitely, I think, something you should be very, very proud of. And I'm happy to be here for a second year in a row in Comunidad with you, with all of the folks that are here. Sarah, thank you for taking time to join us here, Cafecito con Ace Live. Those of you, thank you for joining us. Continue to engage in the chat. Again, we'll share with Sarah and her team. So if there's any questions or more information that you'll like, we'll make sure to get that over to you. Mil gracias. Thank you, Sarah, again. And to everyone tuning in, hasta la próxima. Until next time.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.